Hello everyone, and welcome to my Y&R Homies channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Restless and the Young update for Monday, February 10th. Claire's plan doesn't work, Adam discovers something, and Chelsea the thief. According to Monday, February 10th teasers for the Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott, Summer Newman, and Harrison Abbott will meet up for dessert at the coffee shop. Harrison will also ask his parents for assistance with a Showbox diorama for school. Summer will suggest that she might work on it during dinner tonight, but she will see from Kyle's face that he may have had other ideas. Kyle will approve, though, and tell Summer in private that he wasn't interested in going to dinner with Victor Newman anyhow. Summer will be shocked that their connection has progressed to that stage, but Kyle will clarify that Claire Newman is attempting to persuade Victor to accept him. Summer will respond with a wow and a somewhat irritated demeanor when Kyle says that Claire is the most amazing person he has ever dated. Kyle will try to make things better by telling Summer that she's fantastic too. Victor won't approve of Claire's dinner suggestion at the Newman property since it would imply that he approves of her relationship with Kyle. Victor's tirade will be about Kyle betraying his family and then returning to them because he was unable to support himself. Claire will inform Victor that he's off the hook for the time being after Kyle calls to provide updates on his school project time with Harrison and Summer. Victor will anticipate that Summer will always come first for him because he fears Kyle will be a heartbreaker. There will still be some tension when Summer comes to see Victor while he heals, even if Claire won't perceive it that way. Claire will later ask Victoria how to defeat her grandfather in a battle since she will appear frustrated after attempting to reach Victor. Victor will indicate that Harrison's parents must have a close relationship when he returns with Summer on Monday's Y&R episode. Victor won't anticipate Summer returning to the Abbott residence, but he will also bring up Chelsea Lawson's move-in with Adam Newman. Nevertheless, it will be clear that Victor is attempting to encourage Summer to return to Kyle. Nick Newman will question his father about if he is attempting to bring Kyle and Summer back together after he arrives and hears Victor's attempts. Harrison is looking forward to spending time with Summer and Kyle in the Abbott estate because it will be much like the past, when they were the only three. Kyle will reassure his son that he and Summer are indeed on good terms now, despite Harrison's concerns that they are only acting that way. When Chelsea believes Connor Newman is to blame, he will admit to devouring all of Adam's jalapeno lime chips. Sharon Newman will arrive with a housewarming present after Adam and Chelsea have finished joking about. However, she will doubt whether she should have brought 2 quilted blankets or just one. Chelsea will see that Sharon is trying to find out whether she and Adam are romantically reconnected, so she will claim that they are only sharing a residence due of Connor. When Sharon talks about taking the proper medications and attending treatment, she will give gratitude to her family, particularly Nick, for supporting her during the drama with Ian Ward and Jordan. Adam will discuss it with Chelsea after seeing Sharon speaking so glowingly about her ex and fear that Sharon's love for Nick may have resurfaced. Stay in for further updates on the future of these former loves, as spoilers for The Young and the Restless indicate that Sharon will continue to be drawn to Nick in upcoming episodes. For the most recent information on Young and the Restless, visit CDL frequently as it will have more fantastic spoilers, predictions, updates, and news to check out. According to Monday, February 3rd spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Jack Abbott will be shocked when Kyle Abbott tells him about the dangers posed by Ian Ward and Jordan to the Newman clan. Jack will arrive soon after Victor Newman returns home from the hospital because he will feel compelled to visit Nikki Newman and her family. Victor, on the other hand, will inquire what the hell Jack is doing there and essentially pretend that he is taking advantage of the situation to hang with Nikki. Jack will make the decision to go home once Victor clarifies that they are all doing well now that they are on their own. Victor will give Kyle a message telling him to avoid Claire Newman just as Jack is ready to go. Victor will say that he doesn't like Claire and Kyle's connection, but Jack will defend it because they are mature adults. Nikki and Victoria Newman will attempt to get Victor to back off, but he will appear intent on winning Claire over and making her despise the Newmans just as much as he does. There will be a discussion on Claire's boldness and tenacity after Kyle briefs Diane Jenkins Abbott on the Jordan and Ian incident at the Abbott mansion. Diane will believe Kyle is truly falling for Claire after noticing a change in him. Diane will be a little concerned since Victor could try to stop them, but Kyle will encourage Victor to do so. From Kyle's perspective, Victor's efforts will be in vain. When Jack gets back, he will discuss Victor's warning with Diane in secret and make plans to shield his son's romance from Victor's harassment. Audra Charles will deliver 2 vanilla lattes with oat milk to Nate Hastings' flat, one for Damien and one for Nate. Audra will allude to the fact that siblings may have similar tastes. When Damien King shows up for their rendezvous, he will be interested in Audra and will even come off as flirtatious. Since Damien prefers tea, he will likewise decline the latte. Audra will attempt to divert Amy Lewis's attention from her anxiety once she leaves for the coffee shop. In the end, Audra will discuss her distant mother and her alcoholic father, who only gave her attention while they were arguing. When you arrive back to Nate's apartment, he will acknowledge that he had another motive for contacting you and that he has not received a job offer. Nate will see that Amy contacted him for assistance, which will perplex Damien because she could have just contacted a private investigator. Nate will pretend that everything will be clarified once Damien meets with Amy, even though he won't be willing to discuss specifics. Nate won't be ready to reveal too much just yet, but Damien will pick up on the desperation in his voice. Ultimately, Damien will lash out at Nate for wasting so much time. Damien will leave after dismissing the possibility of meeting Amy because of their falling out. Soon after, Nate will meet with Amy and Audra to deliver the awful news. Amy will cry over her sadness as Nate describes how everything happened with Damien. In the end, Nate will worry that this may have been his only opportunity to get to know his half-brother. Nate will also feel that a significant piece of the jigsaw is missing because of the peculiar visit. Another guy, who turns out to be the genuine Damien King, will meet Damien at the park. Holden, the person pretending to be Damien, will divulge the specifics of their encounter, including the fact that they appeared to be aware of Damien's coffee preference. Billy will try to get Daniel and Phyllis to join his new media company, which Jack is funding. Phyllis will quickly agree, but a skeptic Daniel will believe they need more time to consider it. Daniel will forecast that Billy will always fail because Phyllis will question what the issue is once he leaves. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Billy will continue to look to the future, so check in to see if he wins for once. For more Young and the Restless information, return frequently as CDL will continue to provide amazing spoilers, predictions, news, and updates. According to teasers for the upcoming 2 weeks of The Young and the Restless, which run from February 3rd to February 14th, Victor Newman will give Kyle Abbott a warning to avoid Claire Newman. He will also ask Jack Abbott to relay this information to Kyle Abbott. Even though Jack knows problems is coming and will make plans to preserve his son's connection, he will choose not to provide Kyle with updates throughout the week of February 3rd to 7th. Diane Jenkins Abbott, however, will express some worries of her own over Victor's potential to ruin Claire and Kyle's happiness. Since Kyle doesn't want for anybody to sabotage the bond he has established with Claire, he will fiercely oppose Victor. Holden's identity as Damien King will be exposed in the interim. He will give the real Damien the inside scoop when the false Damien turns down Nate Hastings' offer to visit Amy Lewis. Holden will comply with Damien's request to continue the masquerade and obtain further information. Nate could eventually talk about Amy's leukemia and her desire to get back in touch with her kid before she dies. In order for Amy to discover that Nate has been speaking to the wrong man, she may even ambush Damien at this encounter. This imposter revelation may be part of the shocking news that Nate and Amy will receive. Since Holden is only assisting Damien and following instructions, he may defend his conduct. When Nate's doorstep is unexpectedly visited later, the real Damien could finally make contact. Since Damien is unaware that Amy lied about his paternity and that he has a half-brother, he is in for a lot of surprises in the future. Damien will have a lot of difficult things to sort out, but Amy will be hoping for forgiveness because she might not have much time left. Thanks to Nick Newman, she will receive some support from Sharon Newman on her journey to closure. Billy Abbott could advocate for peace if tensions between Sally Spectra and Phyllis Summers start to arise. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will be worried about Billy's propensity for crashing and burning, but Billy will want to enlist Phyllis and Daniel's assistance in his new business endeavor. It appears that Jack could be concerned about wildcard Phyllis and warn Billy about her instead. There could be problems if Jack places restrictions on the money he promised Billy, since we'll see him leap to his own defense at some time. She'll have to make a big decision once she's back with Diane. Will this have to do with Diane's work on Jabot Classics, or is it something more private? Nikki Newman will then tutor Claire, presumably giving her granddaughter a crash lesson in the Newman family's operations. Sally will meet up with Chloe Mitchell across town, which will lead to a discussion about the past. This could have something to do with her past relationship with Billy, as Chloe will tell Sally about it. Valentine's Day surprises should be planned during the week of February 10th to 14th. Kyle is probably planning a romantic evening for Claire, but would this cause Summer Newman to feel envious? Chance Chancellor could make an effort to win Summer over by intensifying their affair, but it might not be sufficient to hold her interest. Lastly, it's possible that Chelsea Lawson and Adam Newman will also spend Valentine's Day together. Could his parents ultimately have some alone time after spending a special day with Connor Newman? We'll give you additional predictions for their upcoming chapter since spoilers for The Young and the Restless indicate that Adam and Chelsea could give in to temptation soon. There will be more sizzling CDL.